We are back today, Sportic News, updating you on some tennis news today, specifically tennis news. And Jakub Mensik, it was a big controversy because he was actually tested, drug tested that is, during an actual match, mid-match, during his toilet break in the ATP Next Gen Finals. A bit of controversy going on at that tournament. It's being played in Saudi Arabia, very close to Christmas for New Year. Australian Open's around the corner. These players are actually legit contenders. Maybe not contenders, but legit players established themselves in the top 50, top 30. You got Arthur Thiels versus Jakub Mensik, two futures of the tennis world, and he got tested mid-match. He talked to the umpire, Nacho Forcadell, saying this is not correct. The umpire agreed, looked shocked, unreal scenes. It's pretty crazy. The tennis world is in a bit of a drug sports doping problem. And is this the issue? Is this a way to cover it up? Or is this the answer? Obviously not. It's a bit of a disgrace. Miscommunication, negligence, incompetence. Incompetence is the correct word I'm looking for right there. And Mensik, this tournament in general, he lost to Fields. I'm not too interested in the results. Next Gen ATP Finals. Whatever happens, happens. These players are just trying to get a bit of a bag. They're very young, trying to get a bit of experience under the big lights, the big stage. Packed stadiums, I'm pretty sure, in Saudi. So we'll see who wins there. So what do you think? Do you think that the ATP has had an absolute shocker? Wider? Who's to blame here? In my opinion, it just adds to the problems of doping in the tennis world. And it really outlines how structurally it's all wrong. From the testers, from the organizers, from the players, total mess at the moment. And moving on, we have Nicolas Mahut talking about in a recent interview that Nick Kyrgios is to blame provoking Jannik Sinner. He says that I don't like these statements. He has the right to have his opinion on Sinner's positive test. Everyone is free to think what they want. But to poison a situation like that, Sinner has never disrespected anyone. He is the world number one, so it is not necessary. Everyone does have their opinion, is entitled to their own opinion. And Nick Kyrgios has been a vocal critic of Jannik Sinner and the way he is dealing with his positive tests, multiple positive tests. And it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Nick Kyrgios recently talking about how if he were to play Jannik Sinner in the Australian Open, for example, at the Australian Open, he would try to get the crowd involved, make it a bit of a mental battle for Jannik Sinner. And a lot of people are saying that Nick Kyrgios, even if he were to play like his prime version of Nick Kyrgios, he wouldn't even be able to get a set off Jannik Sinner. I'm not sure if that is true. Jannik Sinner, obviously the better player at the moment. But Nick Kyrgios has a lot of talent. To be honest, if he were to verse Jannik Sinner, he would need to play well because he would need to back up all this trash talking that he's done. And for the most part, it's been, fair enough. But he would need to back it up if he were to verse Jannik Sinner in the short term.
Hey football stars, is your kid holding you back? Time for an upgrade. Soccer Artos, introducing the ultimate football kit. It's sleek, it's bold, and it will make you look like a pro, all without breaking the bank. Crafted with high-quality, moisture-wicking fabric, you'll stay cool while crushing it on the field. And guess what? It's affordable too. Use the code SPORT for 10% off. Grab yours now and dominate the pitch in style. Gear up, play hard, look fly without the hefty price tag.
And to finish off today's Sportic News, gamblers behind half of abusive posts to tennis stars. And you see this all the time on social media. You're looking for something on Twitter, on X, on Instagram, whatever it may be. And it's just these crazy, angry gamblers, as BBC Sport says, talking about disrespecting tennis stars, saying that they're match fixing, just abusing the tennis players. It's actually 48% of the 12,000 social media posts that have been deemed offensive towards tennis players this year. I would say it's more than 12,000. There's people tweeting every 2 seconds on X, but it makes sense. It makes sense. It's disheartening because people are very fast to comment in people's Instagram sections, in the comment section, and really take it out on them. These are young players most of the time. For example, when I was looking at Jakub Mensik's Instagram, it wasn't about defending him, saying how dare they test you in the middle of a match. It was actually people saying you are match fixing. Sick people in the world who are taking out their gambling losses, taking out their anger on these young tennis players, and something has to be done. Perhaps some sort of protections for the players, social media bans, social media restrictions on these sorts of accounts, but it's quite hard to stop. It's a never-ending cycle. These people will go on to make more accounts, take out their anger. It's just silly, really. Also, gambling is a modern part of sport. So many teams in tennis as well. There's gambling sponsorships. It's a big part of the tennis world, and there's not much you can do apart from educating the world, the tennis world that is, on on social media habits and what you should be doing. That's about it for today. Let me know your opinion on this situation, the gambling issues in sport and the social media abuse that tennis stars cop, Nicholas Mahou's comments, and the Jakub Mensik recent in-game doping test and the controversy behind it. What's your opinion? So that's it for today, and until next time.